And I'm live. Hi everyone. It's noisy in here, but I've got the earbuds on. I hope I'm audible. I'll let some people hop on and let me know they can hear okay. And then I'll start. Buckle up and be in the... hey guys, can you hear me okay? Hi Linda, can you hear me? Hi Stevie. Wow, look at everybody. Thank you so much for being here. You have no idea how much this means to me. As soon as I get the okay on sound, I'll proceed. There's some hearts exploding on my screen. I always love that. I'm without tripod again. Please excuse my unprofessionalism. Divine Empress says, hey, I assume you can hear me. There are so many timelines converging right now as we go through this, Lucky 7, as we go through this, lots of background noise. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, there is background noise. Okay, awesome. Well, so many timelines are converging. There's a lot of shifting and there's a lot of rearranging. So don't get attached to any appointment or time or... things will be in flux and things will be changing. So we must stay focused on what we know we must do. And we must overcome any and all resistance in getting that work done. So perseverance, persistence and perseverance is what's coming up right now. There's a squeeze going on in many ways, multidimensionally. But a lot of it is trying to get these things done while the Pleiades are still direct and feeding us Pleiadian energy on the sun. And before Mercury really starts to go backwards. It's already in its shadow, so we're already starting to feel Mercury retrograde, which is why communication is getting a little wonky. But that's okay. We can deal with it. We can persevere. I know it. So let's tap into the cards here and see what they have to say. That's upside down. Okay. All right. Our daily spread. Exactly 1 month before the solstice. Buckle up. We got a month. We got... Who knows? This next month's going to be a month. I'm telling you. Ooh, they're telling you. We're telling you. We're telling all of us. We're all the same thing. All right, 3 cards. Let's start with a card. What are the energies we're moving away from? Entire human collective. What are we moving away from? 1 card. 1 card. There it is. Present energies, current energies. Human timeline collective, the entire human collective. What do we need to hear? Center card, present energies. It's been raining non-stop for 3 days. No sunshine. And my cards are sticky. They're saturated with dampness, which makes me kind of sad. I want them to dry out. I want the sun. I want the sun. Present energies, please. Present energies. Present energies. Human collective. And when the cards are sticky like this, it's harder for them to pop out. So there it is. Okay. Let's be patient. And 1 more card. What are we moving towards? That one. Okay. All right. Rain here too. Lots of interference. Yes. Yes. Okay. We're moving away from the energy of the devil, the tricksters. These deceitful, sneaky little effers. The light created the dark for the purpose of contrast so that we could learn. So ultimately, the dark and the negative energies are returning to the light. We will all get back to Godhead. But they are good. They're interfering. Interference is the right word. So we see the antlers. The antlers are a very important sign. If you see antlers on logos, pizza places, bumper stickers, cars, the antlers are a huge shout out to Satan, satanic energy. Of course, some people buy antlers and they don't know why they're buying them or what they symbolize, but big time, antlers are big time. The devil energy. This is addictions, debased sexual cravings, food cravings that aren't good for your body, junk food that has no life force. He's chaining these two figures, which are serving him with their antlers and pointy ears, and they still have their tails. They're still very animalistic. They have the three dots, right? These two, they make up the Trinity, just like the Pope, just like Judgment, just like the Sun. The triangle's there, and it's the upward triangle, the upward spiral. A downward triangle is the downward spiral. So if you ever see a pizza place with a downward triangle logo and antlers, there's a clue. So even though the devil is trying to interfere and prevent the dark energies, his body is light blue, which is spiritual. The horns are light blue, which is spiritual. So even the worst things that we go through and the worst decisions that we make in our life are in service of soul growth, eventually. But as Dolores Cannon would say, how long do you want to stay stuck in third grade? How many times do you want to repeat the same grade? And Earth has been repeating the same grade for a very long time. And it's time to move on, guys. It's time to wake up and move on. So we need to be able to discern this devil energy and get rid of it. Because the light is so much more powerful than the dark. But the light has to recognize itself before it can shine the light. If you walk into a dark room with one light, all the darkness vanishes. You turn on the light and the dark flees. So we need everyone to turn on their light and put up their spiritual boundaries, their spiritual armor, and force the darkness out of our atmosphere. They are not welcome here, and they know it. And they're backed into a corner and they're scrambling like never before. These two flesh-colored figures, which represent dualistic thinking on the physical world. Remember, the upper half of the card is the spiritual side, and this is the physical side. These two dualistic figures are chained. Their fulfillment is chained to this podium, this yellow podium. Remember, yellow is logic, intellect, and idea. This is a way of thinking that keeps us chained as slaves. This is buying into the bullshit. This is buying into what they tell you. They steal your money and they steal your time and they laugh at you. And it's time to wise up. Nothing can stop what's coming. Layers upon layers of action have built this podium that the devil stands on. Even his wings are yellow. It's intellect, it's mental programming keeping us chained as slaves. So as soon as we burst out of this way of thinking, as soon as we deprogram ourselves and clean our bodies and our spirits to the point where we can hear the inner voice of God and the truth, this podium disappears and the devil vanishes. He can't exist here without this platform upon which to stand. This is mainstream media. This is the forces that were. This is world leaders. The child crying over there makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? They're rooted in their ego. Black represents ego. The ocean of oneness is behind them, but they are rooted in their ego, chained to this demonic, satanic figure trying to trick you and trying to deceive you into giving away your life force. No more. The number 5 is conflict, change, and expansion. The conflict is there, and glad to see you too, Katie. The conflict is there. We must change the way we react to it. If you're getting cravings for junk food, don't eat it. Meditate. Go get a green smoothie with organic fresh juice. No meat. No meat. Again, I did not stop completely eating meat until I had the text that I have that tells me what it does. That information has been kept from you, and it won't be kept for you much longer, I promise. Now we're in the 5 of Cups. That's 2 5s. And remember, 5 is the number of change. And the conflict comes, and then we change how we react to it, and then the end result is expansion. But we have to go through it. We have to see the conflict and understand it before we can transcend it. So now we're in this emotional conflict. It's definitely related to this. The interference here is affecting our water energy, our emotional energy, the way our heart feels. It feels heavy. It feels defeated. It feels like, what's the point? They always win. We're too far outnumbered. No, we're not. The cup that is being born here, the yellow heart, yellow is logic, intellect, and idea. So this signifies emotional intelligence. And remember, the spine of the card is also the spine of your body. It's also the spine of the tree of life. The heart chakra in the middle, 3 above, 3 below. So this cup right around the heart represents self-love. And it's protected on either side by these spiritual flowers and this yellow heart, emotional intelligence. There's balance in how we receive love from divine in the sky. There's balance in how we give it back to the world around us. But there's some sort of conflict because this cup is being born. And when the heart expands to allow more light in, it gets tender and stuff comes up to be released. And that's what's happening right now. There is spiritual, intuitive fulfillment and new knowledge coming from this. I love the blue egg right here. There's all the ingredients for orange at the crown chakra, which again is applying your intellect and your knowledge into your life and integrating it to get the fulfillment. But we're in it right now, and we've got 5 and 5 so far. So heads up your discernment. Don't be fooled, and allow your heart to expand, but put your spiritual white light wall of protection around it, because these forces are desperate. What's coming, there's a good news. That's good news. We're moving to the 6 of Pentacles in the highest probable timeline. 6 is cooperation, compassion, and harmony. This is your monad showing up, your soul group showing up, your tribe. And since it's Pentacles, earth energy, financial energy, physical resources, this is people coming in to help get you funded, to help support you, to help you actually achieve what you're meant to do, because many of us are now aware of what our mission is, and we are aware of who we are, and we have achieved our sovereignty, which means these guys can't get in. And if you don't eat meat, they really can't get in. They really can't get in. But if you have meat on the ground floor, you're eating tortured animals, and the flesh and the blood in that tortured animal flesh, which is very intentionally tortured and also supplemented. Remember in 1993 when Jack in the Box had human DNA and feces found in the meat? Take that a step further. And we're from 1993 now to 2021. What are they feeding the cows and the pigs that you're eating, if that's what you're eating? What are they feeding them? And think about Soylent Green. So we need this fulfilled heart center with this spinning vortex of intuitive spirituality, white stems of purity, feeding the stability in the center square. 4 is the number of stability, application, formation, and there's a coin at the root and a coin at the crown, both heavily protected. It's almost like these satanic antlers have now turned into these beautiful leaves. We've taken this grossness and compressed it and turned it into spiritual, intuitive fulfillment. 4 red seeds of action. Again, number 4 is stability. 4 solid walls, a foundation upon which to build. So these are planting 4 seeds of divine, masculine, active red energy. We can use these physical resources together, compassionately, cooperatively, for a holy mission of purity. And it's time. It is time. The top half of the card is the triangle, the Holy Trinity. The bottom half is also the Trinity. So very holy there with the 4 in the middle. Stevie says, please do a live on your views on vegan. My views on diet are related to the text that I have received, and it's attached to the Essene Mystery School, the Essenes. It's where Jesus and Mary Magdalene went to mystery school in Qumran, outside of Jerusalem in Israel. I can't share that text on the internet because of a sacred oath. And I understand and respect that very much, and I'm not going to do that. So let me paraphrase. We were tricked into eating animals in the fall from the original Garden of Eden, where the lion lay with the lamb. Animals started eating each other when man started eating animals, and that energy pervaded everything. And yes, children cry because of this. So anytime you eat meat, you're worshiping death. You're worshiping death every time you eat meat because you're eating a slain animal. Yes, of course, it's much better. Kosher meat, it's kosher because the animal never sees the blade. Therefore, the fear doesn't go through the heart. The heart pumps the blood through the whole body. And when they see the blade and they know they're about to be murdered, the fear fills the blood. And the satanic forces want you to eat as much tortured blood as possible. This is why they have the ceremonies they have. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And better than eating tortured animal flesh is eating tortured human flesh. That's the ultimate goal of the satanic energies. And this is what they're feeding us. This is what they're feeding us. Why is McDonald's associated with Planned Parenthood? Start digging. Do your research. Adrenaline. Exactly. And I'm sorry to be kind of stern here, and my energy is, this is exactly what I need to do, right? Is allow this cup to birth and clear and go into the heart and emanate love. That's what the world needs right now. So I'm going to go do it after this message. I'm going to go meditate by the creek and emanate love and focus on peace and imagine my highest timeline and how it can affect the highest timeline for my monad and the highest timeline for the collective, because we are all in this together. So that's our daily spread for May 21st, 2021. People need to know the truth. I agree. If you hear about it and don't do your own research and look into it and say I create my own reality and I'm in bliss all the time, that is straight up spiritual bypassing. That is straight up going, la, 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 don't let me see, don't let me see. And yes, there is a 5D, 3D split, I believe, coming. But we are going through this nexus point together. And we have got to face these truths. It's just like any disease. It has to come to the surface so that it can be seen and then eradicated. You're welcome. Thank you for all the thank yous. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. Please send me your prayers and protection, because there are forces that know what I'm doing and they don't like it. And this interference is very strong. And I need all of your support and all of your help. Any financial donations, if you feel like supporting my work financially, there's Venmo and PayPal links, and it gives me gas money because I'm driving all over the country right now. Did I say 5G? I meant 5D. A split between 3D and 5D. If I said 5G, that's pretty funny. You're very welcome. Thank you for all the hearts and the messages. It means so much to me to connect with you all. If you want a personal reading with me, you can book on my Facebook page or send me a message. And I'm driving a bunch and moving around because I have to. But I would, if I can get back to you, I'd love to meet with you in person and give you a personal reading if that's something that you'd like. I said 5D. Well, V Madam Tarot knows what's up. So much love to you all. I'll be back tomorrow. I did post yesterday, but my battery ran out. And again, thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. Again, I cannot recommend highly enough. Okay, the information of the text that I said I cannot read or disclose online for very important reasons. All of that information of the Essenes is connected to all the 17 books of Dolores Cannon. I highly recommend you look up Dolores Cannon, watch her YouTube videos. If she speaks to you and it resonates, order her books, because the videos lead to the books. We write books because there's too much information to put into a 2-hour lecture on YouTube. The books are where the information is. And when you read the words with your ocular nerve and it goes from your eyes to your brain, the information is stored differently. So I highly recommend buying paper copies. They won't disappear. They won't be erased from your phone. Buy paper copies of all of Dolores Cannon's books and read the text. There is amazing information. I've read them all 3 times, most of them 3 times, going through with a highlighter. Some of them I only read once, but most of them I read multiple times. And everything she wrote is copacetic with what's in this Essene text that I have. So I have just put a lot out there, and it will be seen. And I need your prayers. I need your support. I need your protection, because nothing will stop me. Much love to you all. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.